How are you? So, yeah, I was supposed to be doing laundry right now, but I'm not gonna because I was supposed to be also on the live like I don't know, like an hour ago, and I'm gonna have to set an alarm on my phone because I didn't remember till just now. So I was like telling my husband I was supposed to. Why didn't you remind me? And he's like, I just got home. So whatever. Anyway, so how are y'all? Nobody on here yet. You're gonna see it later. You'll be like, I missed the live. Why doesn't that girl ever set an alarm? I don't know. I don't know. It's like on the weekends, just kind of chillaxing. Somebody's joined me. Hello. Oh, did you guys hear? I was just saying hello, and did you guys hear? There's a new Medea movie out. I haven't seen the new Medea movie, but I want to. Hey, Lexi, how are you? I wasn't sure on the title, the Saturday Night Live, if I was allowed to use that or not. I'm pretty sure that's copyrighted, so I made it Saturday Night Alive. I don't know if that changes anything, but yeah, I forgot to do the live thing, so. My husband's like, why aren't you doing the laundry?
Well, no, Michael's stuff was in there too.
So
oh.
So yeah, it was in the dryer, and yeah, I kind of forgot about it. So if we're all wearing wrinkled clothes this week, it is my fault. Anyway, did you ever do that? You put the clothes in the washing machine, and you forget about it, and then you have to like rewash them because they don't smell like clean, fresh clothes anymore. Then you put them in the dryer. You forgot about it, so they get all wrinkled up, so you like turn it on. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. My kids are straight up trying to tell me that I have ADD. I don't think that's what it is. I think I have like too much on my brain, and it just, you know, there's no capacity left for when to put the clothes from the washer into the dryer, to the hanging on the clothes hangers. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm not sure. But yeah, I have definitely wasted some electricity and water that way. But yeah, apparently I did it today. I didn't have to like rewash or anything, but I was supposed to take them out of the dryer and I didn't. But okay, anyway. Yeah, I just got my hair cut. Finally! It took weeks, but I finally got my hair cut. I made a mistake though. Normally I just get them to do my hair and cut my hair, and that's it. What you see, this is it. This is my hair. But yeah, I told her to go ahead and blow dry it. Normally I walk out of there looking like a drowned rat. And this time I told her to go ahead and blow dry it. Holy smokes. It's like $69. Wow. So yeah, and that was before the tip. And yeah, whew. I don't know. I'm sure other people spend lots and lots of money on their hair, but I'm just, wow, $69. That was a lot of money. I was like, I'm not going to come back to do my hair for a while. Next time, I'm just going to be walking out of there looking like a drowned rat again. You're just going to be like, oh my God, does this girl not get a blow dry? No, I don't. I can blow dry in the wind. I'm fine. I'll drip dry. Hey, $69. It normally cost me like 30, 35 bucks to get a haircut. That was crazy. That was absolute craziness. So, whew, whatever. We were going to go down to the drive-in movie theater tonight. There were some really cool movies playing, but my husband didn't get home till late, so he was like telling me to meet him up there if I want. I'm like, I'm not going to meet you up there. Hey, John. Hi, Zachy. Oh my God. Well, hello to the Walmart parking lot. I can't believe y'all are daring to go to the Walmart. Everybody has like, I think there's so many jokes that have gone on about people shopping at Walmart and stuff that it's like crazy in there. It's like giving them permission to act like fools in there. So they just it is crazier. It's I don't know. I can't go in there. I do go shopping at Walmart, but they deliver it because you can get this service where you just pick the groceries right there on the phone and then they deliver it, and it's awesome. I love it. I love it. So once a week we have the groceries delivered, and it saves me time from having to go down there. I don't have to go through the checkout because there's only like 2 cashiers ever. I don't know why they have so many cash registers if there's only ever 2 cashiers. It's weird. But yeah, it just drives me nuts. So I don't go in the Walmart if I can help it. But it's crazy because you can buy everything on that app. You can buy like a bicycle helmet, Kleenex, a gallon of milk. I mean, it's just crazy, and it just shows up at your door. I think they're trying to do it to like compete with Amazon. But yeah, I like it. I don't know. It's helpful. But yeah, there's people in Walmart. I mean, look around the parking lot, and I bet you anything there's like a bazillion shopping carts sitting out there because nobody ever cleans up the shopping carts. It's crazy. It drives me crazy. It's like Walmart, where shopping's not a pleasure. Oh man, they're gonna see this and come after me. Just kidding. Any Walmart people watching this video? Just kidding. So not sponsored ever from Walmart, apparently. Hey, I told you about the app. That counts for something, okay? Whatever. Whatever. I was so hoping, this friend of mine, it's kind of a friend, has this, has a dog. And I was so hoping my husband was going to bring one home. So we went and looked at it together. It's he wanted oh man, now I'm going to forget the name of it. We decided on a doodle, like something mixed with a poodle. But he met a golden doodle that he just thought was the smartest dog, and the owners of it were raving about it, how smart it was, and it was just such a sweet dog, and we all thought it was adorable, and blah, 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 blah. Well, you know, our dog passed away. We had her for years and years and years. So she passed away back in October, November last year. I'm not even going to think about it because I'm going to start bawling. So anyway, so he said, oh, you don't have Aldi's? Oh, I can live without Winn-Dixie. I don't think I could make it without an Aldi's, or Publix for that matter. You got to go to Publix. That's, oof. No. You got to go to all. You have to keep your quarter in your car for the Aldi's. That's, oh my goodness. No. Oh, you got to get out of there. That's just crazy. Oof. That's, no. Oh, so I was telling you about the dog. So this friend of a friend, anyway, she's got these 2 puppies. They're like 3 months old, each of them. No making fun, Andre. So y'all decide. So Andre over here, we met through YouTube, and he actually just joined my brokerage, and he's starting out doing his videos and stuff, and it's really great. He's on TikTok, so definitely go on the TikTok and like his videos, please. But he was making fun because I was encouraging him, like, it's not easy, but you have to just do it. You have to get out there. You have to just do it. And he's like, yeah, says the woman that's not doing her YouTube lives like she's supposed to be doing. I was like, oh, the burn's so bad. I was like, yeah, you're right. So bad. I got called out so bad. So yeah, thank you for that. Oh my goodness. It's hard. I don't know. It's Saturdays and Sundays. I'm just kind of like, you know, in home and family mode. I did have to go show a couple of houses today. But it's just kind of, you know, home and family mode, and, you know, grocery shopping, laundry, you know, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do. But, I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to flip over, but I got there. So there you go. Andre, you can tell everybody, all the crew at the office, I was doing my live. I was doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So practice what I preach, right? But some of these agents, they don't want to like get on camera or whatever. I'm like, it gets easier the more you do it. So I don't know. Do you guys do any videos and stuff? It's a little nerve-wracking at first, but once you get, you know, past a certain point, you're like, okay, whatever. I mean, I don't know. You just kind of become second nature, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, I was going to tell you about these puppy dogs. So she's got 2 of them. One's black and one's tan. And, but they're not golden doodles. They're labradoodles, which I personally think they're just adorable anyway. But my husband was like so disappointed. He's like, but that's not what we wanted. That's not a golden doodle. And I'm like, It's a doodle. I mean, what's it? It's a dog. I just want a puppy so bad. But I don't know. I don't think he's really all for it. So that's okay. It's fine. Whatever. So what are you guys up to tonight? Where's everybody at besides Walmart? We got Walmart in Arizona, and Andre, he's hanging here in Ocala. Hopefully you did something fun tonight. I don't know. Saint Berdoodle puppies? They made a Berdoodle? Oh my God. I can't even imagine which one was the mom? That's, oh my goodness. That's one ambitious poodle. Good grief. I've never heard of a Saint Berdoodle. That is crazy. Saint Bernard and Poodle. Wow. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Kudos to that poodle, because that was ambitious. It's like somebody told me that they had a German Shepherd Chihuahua mix, and I'm like, what? Some things just don't go together for me, and just mentally have to ponder that one a minute. But yeah, okay. He really was quite proud of himself. Aw, Andre, he got a second job, so it wasn't real estate. One of them. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So I didn't even know that they did that until recently. My friend, she breeds Frenchies. I don't know. So she's like, hey, I'm coming. She's from down South Florida, and she's like, we've been friends since I was 13. So she was 13, I was 15. Anyway, so she's like, hey, I'm coming up to this guy that has, you know, a stud Frenchie, and you know, but I'm kind of a little leery of going to this guy, and he's in Ocala. Will you come with me? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, of course. You know, we'll get to hang out and all this stuff. Okay, cool. So she brings her, you know, female Frenchie. Now, I mean, I've heard about a farm, so I kind of figured, you know, she was gonna leave the dog there for half an hour. They get to know each other. There's a little romancing. Things happen. She gets a dog knocked up. No, that was not what happened. I left there traumatized, like full on, straight out traumatized. And I will never, ever, ever, if a man says that he breeds dogs, I will never shake his hand again, because it has been places and it was shocking. So yeah, it was, yeah, I didn't know. He even has like a centrifuge. I mean, it was a full on thing, and I didn't know anything about that. I was thinking they'd have a date or something. I don't know. It was just, I was like, I looked at my friend, I was like, seriously? I never know where I'm going to end up when you call, but don't ask me for a favor again, because I don't think she was really thinking that's what was going to happen. We kind of pulled up, and I was just like, she said something that had me kind of like, wait, what? And so she kind of had an idea of what was going to happen. I had no clue whatsoever. I was, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not what happens. They never touch. Nothing at all. He was a very hands-on person. Well, we got to keep it kid-friendly, but he helped his dog along, and then there was a cup and what looked like essentially a straw, and then the straw went in places that should not go in a dog. I was traumatized. I never ever will go with her. When she's like, hey, could you do me a favor? I go to this place, you want to go with me? Never. I should have asked more questions. Like, they What? I thought, you stick both dogs in a room, they take care of things themselves. No. Apparently there's like a lot of I guess like infections or STDs or whatever or something that you can get amongst the dogs, so they don't know. Right? Who knew? I didn't know. I do now. Never in a million years would I have ever guessed that was going to take place. It's like, yeah, I did not shake his hands when we left. No, it was a whole new world. It was just like, I bet your dog really, really likes you. I mean, but he had a whole slew of dogs. It was like just, he was very, very much professional. Right? So you didn't know. Did you watch the whole thing? Because I was like, he had us like tilt her dog up and like keep her like that. Have you ever tried to keep a dog at like this weird 3/4 angle? Like, but he was like, gravity helps. And I'm like, I swear my face the whole time was just. What's crazy? Whatever you're picturing, that. It was like, I just no. For me, I would say, you know what? Let the dogs have their little. If you can't just leave it to nature, just don't be doing. Just no. Nope. Some things we just don't need to help. It's just crazy. Oh my gosh. So you just kind of like, Lexi was like, nope. Don't even want to know. Yeah, no, I was there the whole time looking at my friend like, what have you got me into now? And it kind of reminded me when we were in teenagers. Right? I don't even know how we got on this process, but oh my God. But, it was the St. Bernoodles. That's what got us on here. Because seriously, that's a mix. But, yeah. And then she tells me she has a friend. Did you know that those, you have to have cesarean? They can't give birth to them naturally. I'm like, this is some craziness. It's like one of the dog breeds. I will never, no. I mean, yeah, they cannot have them. It's all Lexi's fault. So, but yeah, she's like, yeah, when you get to a certain point and you get to check their temperature, and then that's when you know that they're going to go into labor, then you immediately take them to the vet, and you have the vet kind of on notice, and there you go. So it was crazy. I did not know that. Oh, thank you. That's probably a better thing to talk about. I was talking about dogs and stuff. My husband just came in and gave me these things that I printed out earlier. There's 2022, 2021, 2020. Okay. So, I don't know. I did a TikTok earlier, and I mean, I didn't include the whole thing, obviously, but I was curious, like, because a lot of people are like, they're trying to get houses. I felt bad for myself, truthfully. I didn't even know. I didn't know. I wanted to kick my friend so bad, but oh my God, were we laughing we probably still laugh about it. I was like, what have you got us into now? I came home and I was just telling my husband, I was half crying, half laughing, I was just a mess. Like, you don't even know. And I pass that house every once in a while, and I'm just like, I'll never be the same. I'll never be able to sell that house. I'd never be able to. Anyway. Okay, no, I'm going to talk about real estate. I'm going to get off this. No, I was curious. Of course, a curiosity with me is just like an ongoing thing. But, somebody that's been like watching me on YouTube and stuff for a while, he finally was able to get a job transfer down here, and we're out looking for houses. And he's like, a year ago, or 2 years ago, or whatever. Oh, cool. really? Okay, so you're gonna actually, this applies to you too then. Okay. So he's like, you know, I was watching your videos and stuff of your neighborhood where you were saying like brand new construction was 200,000, and now, you know, we're struggling to find stuff in that range or a little bit higher. And I was just like, yeah, it's kind of crazy how much the market has changed, and you know, the interest rates and stuff. So I went and looked up the house prices of basically when I first like really went like full on this YouTube channel, which was right around quarantine. So it wasn't really fair to go on quarantine in the month of quarantine because I was like, everything really, you know, everything was weird that month and the month after or whatever. So I went a few months before. So January 1st to January 31st of 2020. The average price for a single family home in Ocala, in Marion County, was $182,597. That includes like 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, whatever. So a single family home in Marion County, January of 2020, right before we all went into the lockdown, was $182,597. So $200,000. My neighborhood was a little bit above average. Oh, I live in a place that's a little above average. Oh, I feel so bougie all of a sudden. But anyway, so so it was like a little bit higher than that. So it was right around 200, maybe 220 for like brand new construction. Okay. The next year, and interest rates were 3.65. So the next year, January of 2021, just for that month, the prices on average, same houses, $228,421. But here's the real kicker. The interest rates had gone down. So it was like 2.65. I mean, it was down quite a bit. And I remember going on and being like, look, it can't go any lower than this on the interest rate. So like, you know, buy a freaking house. Like, hurry, hurry, hurry. Now, this month from, actually I just did this week. So just this week, basically from May 1st till now, the average house price for the same houses, $317,336, and the interest rate is now, right now it's at 5 point something, but 5.4, I believe, but it's supposed to be going up to 6%. Like, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, kind of crazy. So for everybody that listened to me like 2 years ago, kudos. You've just basically gotten like $100,000 for listening to me. I'm so like, I love it. But yeah, those that are still thinking though about it, yeah, you might want to buy the house quick, like quick, because yeah, the interest rates are going to go. Whew. Hey, party crasher. I'm glad you missed the first part of this event. Anyway, yeah, so kind of crazy. We're still having a lot of people that are buying with cash though, because they're selling their houses for so much higher, and then they have like so much equity and everything that they're able to purchase another one. My very first house I bought in 1989, the interest rate was 13%. Yeah, I'm really worried that we're gonna see double digits again. That is definitely a possibility. So, but because I think because the interest rates are going to go up, the house prices are going to have to either, you know, stay where they're at or maybe even come down. I can't imagine they can continue to go up anymore, not by too much more, because so many people are getting knocked out of the market already, because the house that they can afford at $187,000 at 3.65, they can still afford it at $200,000 or $300,000 with, you know, 2% interest rate. But now that it's gone up to like a 5% interest rate or 6% interest rate, that's going to be a little rough. So hopefully 6% is it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. So I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to stabilize the market. I don't know what on earth they're trying to do, but yeah, that's a lot of money for an interest rate. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next. But it has been a roller coaster ride. I don't understand. In the Ocala housing market cooling down. It's shifting. It's doing a big shift right now because of the interest rates. A lot of people that were pre-qualified or pre-approved have to go through the pre-qualification and pre-approval to see what they're approved for at the current rates. So they're not getting approved for as much house because the payments are going to be higher with that higher interest rate. So because of that, they're basically getting knocked out of the market. I mean, we have somebody coming in. So they're coming in with like $150,000 to buy a house, and they're like, I do not want a mobile home. I want a house, and it has to be at least 3-bedroom. And we're like, you're 2 years late. You are 2 years late. You missed that boat. It's gone. So maybe in a 55 plus community, but yeah, it's just you cannot purchase at this point with that amount for what they're wanting. So yeah, they're getting knocked out of the market. There's really just nothing there for them. Because, you know, especially if they're doing like FHA, VA or whatever, or USDA, those are really great plans, but it does take longer to close, and they are a little more picky with the appraisals and the inspections and stuff. So the sellers aren't really wanting to go with those. They're wanting to go with something that's more of a sure thing and a little easier and quicker in most parts. So how's the Florida Crossroads Commerce Park? That sounds like a really... Florida Crossroads Commerce Park, babe? What's the name of that? Is that the one off of 484? That sounds like a really, like, that's probably not what we call it around here. Crossroads Commerce Park? That seems like a very specific name for something that's not what we call it. I have noticed the price on Ocala have gone up at least 30% in the last 6 months. No, you are absolutely correct, Mario. In fact, Money Magazine just did an article about the biggest increases in housing in the entire nation, and Ocala came in second at 33, almost 34%. And that just came out yesterday or the day before. So if you go to money.com, you can read the article. But yeah, no, it's actually very much accurate. In fact, a lot of the markets that were in that was Florida. Yeah, yeah, sellers are definitely in a good place right about now. So yeah, kind of crazy. Where in the world? Now it's bugging me. Where's the...
I'll look it up, but
He's gonna look it up.
but the pods, it used to be U-Haul, now pods is one reporting the people moving, more so than U-Haul even. And did you remember that article I had where Ocala's like second in the whole nation?
Yeah.
People moving here.
Google it. Somebody says Google it. Well, how am I supposed to Google it? This is my phone right here. So he's got to Google it. I don't know. That seems like a very, like, it's not what we call it around here. So we got to, like, translate into Ocala-ese. I don't... make hubby do it. You're in this now, babe. What is the average age of people buying now with cash? Are they retired or younger? I'd say it's a mix, right? I think it's still a mix.
The biggest group is millennials moving to Ocala.
Yeah, the biggest group moving here are millennials, but the ones using cash, it's like a split of over 55 and millennials. So there's a lot of 30-somethings that are buying their house cash because they were able to sell their houses with so much equity in other places. Yeah, it is definitely changing here. It used to be like a lot of older people communities and not much else, but now it's completely changed. Now it's a lot of families. They're struggling with the schools. They're trying to like figure out how to build more schools quicker. I think we're going to have a lot more private schools and charter schools come in because the need is so great, and the public school is like dragging their feet. So I don't know. It's a bunch of red tape. So there was an article in the newspaper about that a couple days ago, actually. So yeah, a lot of kids, a lot of kids. They've had over like 1,000 more students this year throughout the county. I mean, mind you, there's a lot of schools. So like elementary schools alone, I think we have 38. So it's a huge area.
Yeah, that's where Dollar Tree is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's right. It was it's a very so we looked up the actual name of it, and it's okay, so that's the industrial park over on 484. He was right. I was like, what is Crossroads? What?
198 acres.
Yeah. Okay. It's doing really well. That complex, I guess, or yeah, I guess it would be complex.
Industrial park.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds industrial park sounds so ghetto. It sounds like I don't know, like yeah, I don't know.
They're doing all the on 40th Avenue. They're doing major work
Yeah,
to connect.
I know. So we got road construction going on to connect so that it takes some of the traffic off of there. We already had a lot of work done to the electrical system because they needed to upgrade considerably. But yeah, it is crazy. But yeah, they're building a 14-story Dollar Tree distribution center. They've already got one massive distribution center for Dollar Tree, but now they're building a 17-story one. So it's supposed to be very electronic, I guess. I don't know. Have you ever seen those vending machines where they grab the Coca-Cola or whatever off the shelf because it goes, you know, like, I don't know. That's how a 14-story building is basically going to be. Kind of crazy, right? So yeah, there's just these big, you know, machines inside that just go in and grab different things and then load it into the trucks. So yeah, very, very interesting. But it's going to be one of the tallest buildings in Marion County, in Marion Oaks of all places. So we, so yeah, we think of it more of like as locals, it's the one in Marion Oaks. It's the Marion Oaks Industrial Park, basically. The one off of 484. So you made the actual name of it. We're like, okay, keep in mind, we only live like 5 minutes away from there. So that's pretty sad.
Reynolds values are because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, the house prices and the values over there in Marion Oaks have skyrocketed. It's crazy. It used to be like, oh, you want to live in Marion Oaks? I'm like, meh, you know, whatever. Now they're fighting for it, is for the opportunity to live in Marion Oaks. Everybody's like, seriously? What just happened here? It's craziness.
200,000 for the older Marinos.
Yeah. I know there are a lot of new construction in Ocala being built. Do you think that will crash the real estate market? No, not at all. No. Because of the demand. I went out and showed some houses today, and we had to wait so that like there was already people in the house, and then we're there, and then there's cars lined up, and it was just one after another, after another, after another, like in 10 to 15 minute increments. People are going in and looking at one house. Just one house. It's crazy. So no, they definitely need to build more houses. We're really behind on our inventory because we were supposed to have houses in a normal market. We were supposed to have houses being built all along, you know, because houses burn down. You know, they have, they get, well, I don't know, a tornado hits them. They get old, they get crumbling, they get, you know, just whatever. Some of them get torn down to make room for roads, which is what's happening in Marion Oaks right now. There's just so many things that can happen. So in a normal market, you do have to have new construction being built. And especially when you have more population coming to an area, which we do like crazy, you need to have those additional houses. The problem is we didn't really build any houses at all whatsoever for like 15 years because of the real estate crash of, around 2008. So now we're making up for lost time. Plus, thanks to this wonderful pandemic, everybody wants to move down here. So it just kind of made the situation a lot heavier. So no, we're still trying to play catch up with what our need is. So there's very little supply and a lot of demand. So no, afraid no crash anytime soon that I can see. Had you asked me a couple years ago, I'm like, probably no, not at this point. I don't see it. Because we just have so many families that need houses right now.
I misspoke. It's over 1,000 acres for just that crossroads, and that's just one of them on 44.
Yeah. So David, I don't think they heard you anyway. I don't know if you guys heard him or not, but he was saying that it's over 1,000 acres. That crossroads. I'm gonna try and remember that it's called Crossroads, but that's also the name of very. Yeah, there's a lot of names of crossroads here. Anyway, so that it's over 1,000 acres.
That's south of 44. The one north of 44 is called Trailhead. Which I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was all going to be the same. All right. Well, apparently they split it. So the one south of 484 is Crossroads, and the one north of 484 is called Trailhead, which is a totally separate one. It was all one farm. It was all one farmer that owns one farm right dead center middle of Marion Oaks. And he would not sell. He would not sell. He would not sell. After, I think he probably fought it for 30 years? He finally sold, and it's becoming an industrial park. Apparently 2 industrial parks. But yeah, he had that acreage. The landlords bought up what was left. Those landlords still have some of them, but a lot of them have sold out. But no, there wasn't. And the Zillow thing really didn't happen here in Ocala. Zillow really didn't do many offers at all. Here, we just weren't big enough for them to be doing that. So at our brokerage, we didn't see any offers coming in from Zillow. I got people that were selling to Zillow in other areas like Denver, but we didn't have anybody here that was getting offers from Zillow. Does that make sense? So it really didn't affect us. We're too small to be bothered with yet. So yeah, before it could get to Ocala, Zillow just which, yeah, that was kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know who was telling Zillow that was a bright idea, but it wasn't. They were really, really messing with the market. Really, they were trying to manipulate the market, the real estate market, which they did for a little while until they didn't. But it really made all of us realtors that are constantly trying to tell people, look, the Zestimates are not real. It's not accurate. Just, I promise you, they're not accurate. Yeah, they lost billions of dollars. Zillow, listening to Zillow's advice, lost billions of dollars. We all thought it was a riot. It was like, yeah, okay. So yeah, like, please, that company, you wanted me to like explain a Zestimate. They don't even know their own Zestimate. Anyway, whatever. It's still funny. But yeah, Open Door. That's another one that we don't have that here. They haven't come here. There are some things that I wish were here and we're too small still to be bothered with. Like Home Partners of America. Thank you. Home Partners of America is a company that comes in, and if you're like FHA, VA, or USDA, or even conventional, whatever, and you are struggling to find a house to purchase, you go find a house, and you're like, I want that one. If you qualify, they will go ahead and buy the house cash for you. You can rent it from them at market rate for a year, and then purchase it from them for like 4%. Increase, which is way less than the market, like way less. I mean, if you're looking at it, I mean, cause so they're not going to lose anything. So if they don't sell it to you, they'll sell it to somebody else for more. So it works for them just fine. But that right there, Home Partners of America will not come to Ocala, or they haven't come to Ocala yet. I would love it if they would come here, because it would give a lot of our buyers that are locals buying power that they just don't have in order to compete right now. So, but they're not here. They're in Orlando, and they're in Tampa and Lakeland even, but they have not opened up into Ocala. So every once in a while I go on there and check, and I'm like, nope, still not yet. Because I would love to work with them. Yeah. Yeah. Buying power is really a big deal. I would say if you are struggling, just don't fall in love with the house. I tell all my buyers that. I'm like, do not fall in love with the house. You cannot fall in love with the house until we have actually got it under contract, and then you can feel free to love the house. But I don't want to break your heart repeatedly. So just don't. So yeah, just offer after offer after offer, and you just have to have buying endurance, basically, you know? That's really, I quit looking. You had no endurance. What the heck? You gotta just keep going out there. Hopefully your realtor, it was, you know, I mean, it takes us maybe 10 minutes on the computer to write up an offer, send it over to you, you e-sign. It takes you 3 minutes to e-sign, if that. So just offer after offer after offer on any house that would work for you. And, you know, it's just basically a numbers game. You will get a house eventually, and it's way better than paying rent. So I had somebody call me today. She's like, I know I'm not in your area, but she's a really good friend of mine. And I was like, that's okay. I've got an agent in your area. And she's like, yeah, I've got these friends that are in their 80s, and their lease, they've been there for years. Their lease is not getting renewed. She's like, do you have a rental for them in this area, or do you know somebody that does? And I'm like, are you out of your mind? I was like, can they afford to purchase a home? And she's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, why aren't they purchasing a home then? And she's just like, well, I think it's because, you know, they just don't want to have to mess with maintenance of the house and everything. And I'm like, okay, I can understand that on one level, but on the other level, even if they rent the house for another year, that doesn't guarantee that they won't have to move again in another year. I can't even fathom being 90 years old and having to worry about moving my furniture. And that is a distinct possibility. So even if they got to be there for like 5 or 6 years, there is no security in that at all. If they can purchase a home, tell them to freaking purchase a home. Like, that's craziness. She's like, yeah, you're probably right. I'm like, I try. Not everybody listens, but I try. So, but yeah, I was like, plus, you know, yeah, they might not want to mess with any maintenance or something, but I got a guy for pretty much anything. Like, I mean, with property management, we always have 5 different vendors that can do something. So I was like, you know, just have them call their realtor, and, you know, we'll help them out. I know it can be kind of a pain, but if they have the phone number of a really good handyman, they're not going to have to mess with it. In fact, they'll probably get better service than if they were renting, because they are the ones that control, you know, when the vendor gets paid. I was like, that's just craziness. I was like, had they bought last year as opposed to this year, they'd be up 33, almost 34%. That's crazy. Instead, they not only didn't get that equity, but they also wasted all of that rental money. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. She was talking about like $2,000 or $3,000 a month for a rental, and I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, I'm just going off on tangents and rants. Let's see. What other questions, comments, concerns we got here? I know, I'm getting the hint here. All right, see, you're just getting me started on all sorts of tangents and rants. I think I got all the questions. Average price. I can always rely on you and your info with a smile. Thank you. You're welcome, Mario. How are 30-year-olds having so much cash? They're coming from other areas. For our area, even though, you know, $300,000 to me seems like a whole heck of a lot of money, it's not that much money in other areas. Like if you're up in New York or California, Portland, you know, any of those areas, you can sell your house for crazy amounts of money. And a lot of them were remote working, especially. Some of them have gone back. Some of them are like, I really dig this remote working thing. I'm going to keep doing that. So because they're remote working, they can pretty much work wherever they want. So they're, you know, continuing their jobs from home. They're just moving their home. So they still qualify for a mortgage, but they really don't want to do a mortgage because they have the ease of selling their house and taking that cash. So let's say, for example, that they bought an average house, just basic average house in like Miami, for example. Okay. Miami, if you have $500,000 in Miami, that's basically a condo. It's you're not going to touch a house. And if you do, you're not going to want it. So that market is very, very different. For Miami, for you to have $1 million home is really not that big a deal. Most of the 3-2 cookie cutter houses down there are going to be about $1 million. It's just crazy. At least 800,000. So let's say you bought that house in Miami maybe 10 years ago and your parents helped you. You were 24 years old. You got a crazy huge mortgage, but you've been paying it. Your parents maybe helped you with a down payment. You maybe saved for ever since you were in high school for that down payment, whatever. And maybe the house wasn't that much. Maybe it was only $500,000 back when you purchased it. And that's really what's happening. So you've been paying on that $500,000 house for several years, 5-10 years now, and now you're wanting to sell that house. Well, now that house is worth $600,000 to $800,000. So the $400,000 that you still owe on the mortgage, or maybe $350,000 because you've been paying on it for a while, or you did a really good down payment or whatever. Now you take that whole house, you sell it to somebody else at current market price, and you take the equity that you had in it, which is hundreds of thousands of dollars. You come up to little old Ocala up here, horse capital of the world, and you can buy a very nice house for $300,000 or $400,000, and it's actually nicer and bigger and a lot more land than what you had in Miami. And you don't owe a mortgage anymore. You're just cash. And honestly, a lot of them are still pocketing like a good $100,000. So yeah, that's what we're seeing a lot. They're like, hey, I want, you know, better schools. I want a little bit slower pace for my family. I want, you know, to be able to have my job and eat it too. I don't know. So that's what they're doing. It's just, you know, they're coming from places like even Tampa. Tampa is basically double. Tampa is about 2.5 times Ocala. Orlando is at least double of Ocala, and it's only an hour away. People that work in Orlando, but they don't have to go in every day to their work, are starting to look in Ocala for houses. And I know this to be true because my friend Krista Torrens over there, she's got a YouTube channel too. She's hilarious. She's over in Orlando, and she's like, unless you have $1 million, just forget it. It's just, you're not going to get anything. She's even the houses, it's like a year for like a D.R. Horton. I mean, it's like crazy over there. It's absolute mayhem. So she's just like, anybody that comes to her and is like, hey, I've got $400,000. And she's like, you're going to want to talk to my friend Andrea over at Ocala, because $400,000 in Orlando ain't going to get you nothing, but it's going to get you a very nice house over in Ocala. And they're like, but that's like an hour away. And she's like, get a Prius. I don't she didn't say that. She didn't say that. But that's it's true. It's like, it's only an hour. You jump on the turnpike, you're right over there. So, you know, if you don't have to go in every day, if you only have to go in maybe once or twice a week, that's not bad, you know. And then you get to not have to deal with all the Orlando traffic. You can still, you know, get all of the benefits and the work and the money that comes from Orlando but you're living in Ocala. Your family is in Ocala. Your kids are going to school in Ocala. So it just kind of best of both worlds, basically. So we're starting to see a lot of people that are opting to do that for the last year. So I don't know. We are Orlando, or we're not Orlando Metro. We are Ocala Metro. But maybe someday. I don't know. I don't know. You would think they would go to Lakeland before Ocala, but it's not necessarily the truth. That's not the case. So, kind of interesting. What's your estimate on the percentage increase in 2023? Oh, honey, if I knew that, I would be buying some lottery tickets. I don't know. I wish I did. I would hope that if we are going up to double digits again, like we were in the 80s, I would hope that that won't happen as early as 2023. I would hope that would take a few years to get up to that point. That's the hope. But, you know, we were definitely due for that. We've had really, really low interest rates for a very, very long time now. So, don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew for sure what would happen. I don't really think it's going to be going back down. So every time it ticks up, your buying power lessens. So yeah, not fun. Don't want to scare you guys. Home sales, not interest rates. Oh, okay, that's good. It's like, did I read that wrong? On the percentage increase. Oh, home sales. Okay, home sales percentage. I'm sorry, I did read it wrong. That's a lot harder. That is so hard because it actually depends on the percentage rates of the interest. Hopefully it's not going to be as much as it was. I know that sounds really weird from a realtor because I make commission based off percentages and stuff. But it's really, really hard to find people houses. So, I really hope it doesn't tick up too much further. I really don't think it can tick up too much further. But if you had to ask me if a house in the Shores, in Silver Spring Shores, we call it the Shores, or Marion Oaks would be like $300,000, I would have laughed. And now I'm not laughing anymore. I just don't see those houses going up to $400,000 or $500,000. I just can't see it. I honestly can't see it. You guys are going to hold this against me like later on when they are, but I just don't see it. So yeah, if I buy to invest in, no, just get a good property manager. You should be fine. Don't try and manage it yourself from out of state. That's a bad plan, but, yeah, no. Is there a good area in Ocala to do short-term rental? Funny you should ask. Guess what? Last weekend, I was supposed to do my first Saturday night live last weekend. Guess what I was doing instead? I was mopping the floor of a new Airbnb because people were getting the keys the next day on Sunday. So we're having okay, so we have property management, which is kind of, we've got the sales side and the property management side. Property management, we have about 200 houses, give or take, in our property management portfolio. So, you know, to me it seems like a lot, but to other property managers, they're like, only 200. Yeah, anyway. So the issue that we're having is we have the sales and the property managers, they, you know, they get along and they try to work together as much as possible. But a lot of times the salespeople are selling people, they're selling their customers, you know, homes that are not quite able to get lived in. Either it's new construction and they're not quite ready yet, or the sellers need more time, or the closing didn't go through quite yet and they need like another couple weeks or another month or whatever. So they don't really need like an empty 3-bedroom house where they have to put the utilities on and everything. They just need something for a couple weeks. Well, we're kind of low on hotels, especially during the winter months. I mean, they're just booked out. I mean, they're straight up booked out. We are building more hotels here in Ocala. Not we, as in me, but like Ocala is. So we are getting more hotels, but it's still, you know, all the Airbnbs are booked out. All the hotels are booked out, and was like, well, what are we supposed to do for our customers? And we're like, well, there's a couple of, units that are coming up for rent. Maybe we can, talk to the owners and see if they want to convert those into Airbnb, because we do actually manage a couple of Airbnbs already. So, so one of our customers needed the Airbnb for May 1st. And we didn't have any furniture for it at all. So we were scrambling trying to get, you have to get everything from a can opener to toilet paper to a bed. Everything has to go into those units. So we were like trying to write down the list, of stuff we would need or they would need to be in there to turn this into an Airbnb. So we got everything pretty much in there. Finally, on Saturday, I was like, okay, I'm going to go in and just make sure everything is set and spotless. Well, no, there was like the shower doohickey was not quite right. I'm like, well, they have to be able to take a shower, fix the doohickey. Well, there was some water on the floor. Anyway, they tracked muck in there. So I'm in there trying to clean up and make sure the bed is like pristine. Everything was white because I thought that was bleachable. That was a great idea. Oh my God, what was I thinking? Anyway, so I'm in there on Saturday night until about 9 o'clock at night. I was mopping the floor and making sure it was picture perfect. So come Wednesday, I had a meeting with an investor, and so I was telling him about my last weekend, and he's like, well, I've got that vacant unit. I was like, no, I don't want to do another one. He's like, well, but I'd make more money that way, and you make more money that way. So can you just duplicate? I was like, no, I feel like I just gave birth to a child and now I'm still in the hospital and you're wanting me to birth another one. I was like, that was a lot of work. So, actually it just depends. We've now got one in Denellen, which is, everybody loves coming down because of the Rainbow River. It's like crystal clear water. So that one is booked out until 2023 with so many bookings. We've got one right by CF, so right by our Ocala office. That one is booked out. We just Saturday finished it, and it's booked out until June 18th. And now we're doing another one over in Silver Springs, which is really close to the Ocala National Forest and Silver Springs State Park with the glass bottom boats. And that one is already gathering a lot of interest as well. And we have not even put the whole thing together. In fact, the blanket for it and the pillows, I just put the pillows there. It's right next to me. So it's just, breathe. But yeah, so it really just depends. Honestly, it depends on if there's an attraction nearby. It depends on what size it is. It really just depends. But because there's such huge demand for Airbnbs right now, yeah, I'm gonna say it just really depends. Downtown, if you do it anywhere, I was about to say anywhere near the historic district, but there's probably some areas I wouldn't do it. So yeah, I don't know. If you're thinking about getting one, just call me. That's, you can be just a block off, it's just like, you don't want to be too close to like a highway, but not too far away from, I-75. I don't know. It really just depends. It really, really just depends. But we've had a lot of success with the Airbnbs, and it seems to be helping our customers more. And that's, of course, the goal. So, yeah. All right. And I missed Donna's question. Let's see. So you can buy in a development with pool, tennis courts. Yes. That doesn't have HOA fees for under $300,000. In 55 plus, yes, absolutely, no question. I'm trying to think. Under 300,000. That one's a little bit harder. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you can. Sorry, I didn't think about that one. But yeah, you can. There's a couple of them I had to think for sure. I'm not going to say yes without like being like, yeah, okay. But yeah, you can buy new construction for under 300,000. If you go over to DECA, they've got some, it's just all ages communities. new construction for 300,000 though. In 55 plus, that might actually be a little bit harder, just because you could definitely get houses, nice houses, for well under 300,000 in a 55 plus community. But if you want brand new construction, then it's going to be in a 55 plus community that has, you know, HOA fees, and the ones that are still building is going to be pricey. So probably over 300,000 to do those. But again, and I don't think DECA actually has, I think they charge $25 per month, but you know, they use that for taking care of the pool, so it's not bad. Is it DECA? Yeah, it's DECA. And if you go over to Silver Spring Shores, for sure, there's no HOA fees over there. They've got actually 2 pools, and you can definitely get new construction for under 300 over there. So yeah, just depends on what you want exactly. But yeah, the pools over at Silver Spring Shores are gorgeous. The adult one is open year round and it's heated. It's an outdoor pool. And then during the summer months, there's a kids pool. It's a really nice kids pool, but it's on the other side of the parking lot. They want the kids and the noise as far away from the adults and loungers as possible. So the kids pool is only open during the summer, but it's like their mayhem. And there's like, you know, a lifeguard right there and all that stuff. There's a lifeguard in the adult one too. But yeah, it's really nice. They just redid, they had like a pottery room, and they just redid it completely and changed it into a fitness center. Really nice equipment in there. But yeah, all of that. It's right across from the Golf and Country Club across the street. So it's a really good golf course. I don't know. I don't golf, but people have told me it's a really good golf course. So it's over on Silver Road. But yeah, you can definitely get new construction over there. No HOA fees. But normally, if you're going to have a pool, a community pool, you're going to have HOA fees because somebody's got to pay for the chlorine. So, I am about to do a video. It's coming out next week. I've already gotten the video, the actual like footage and stuff, but I got to do a voiceover and I'm slacking. But anyway, that is coming out, talking about some of the other community pools that we have around town that are like community center pools. So it's a little bit different. Those are, anybody can use them. They've got one over on Gant Park, which is like a huge park. It's just hundreds of acres. And then they've got one at the Hampton Center. Those are both, you pay like $2 and you go in for a session, which the sessions are pretty good. It's like 2 or 3 hours. But we have spent countless hours at the one over at Gant, especially. It's got like a little water slide. But yeah, it's got a zero entrance pool. I don't know. It's just like, it goes to like this much water and just kind of slowly. Yeah. So zero depth entrance pool. Yeah. Something like that. Anyway. So yeah, that one's pretty popular. I have spent many hours just enjoying a lounge chair there while my daughter wears herself out. It's great. Our son too, actually. They both enjoyed Gant for years and years. We used to have a water park in Ocala, and I really miss it. It was over by Silver Springs State Park, but they shut the water park down, and then they removed everything, and basically it's now just, I don't know, it went back. If you don't maintain stuff, it goes back to Jumanji really quick. You can't even tell there was ever a water park there. It is just greenery and wildlife again. It's crazy. So, but yeah, it used to have big old huge slides, and it had a big kids area, and it had a wave pool, and it had everything. And yeah, our kids basically grew up there. So, but yeah, I think by the time Lexi was like 7 or 8, it was defunct. But it was really cool. I miss it. It was neat. Lisa's like, what? Wow. Is there a good area in Ocala to do short-term rental? I think I kind of answered that. Do short term. I don't know. It just depends. I would say just go ahead and ask. You guys are more than welcome to email me, which is my first name and my last name at gmail.com. Just go into my channel, and in every single channel in the description, I have all my contact information. You can actually click the Calendly link and it'll set up an appointment with me, and we just chit chat over Zoom, or you can come into the office, whichever floats your boat. But you can, I mean, you have full access to do this privately whenever you want. So, I mean, a lot of people do. It actually is linked up to my Google account. So as soon as you set like 30 minutes or whatever, it just automatically blocks that time out. So it's pretty cool. You're welcome, Donna. Yeah. It did go down a weird rabbit hole this time, didn't it? It was crazy. But the Saint Bernardoodle, that one set me off. Okay, I can't help it. It was Lexi's fault. She claimed it. But, I mean, really. I don't know. But I guess I will close it off for now. I've been on here for over an hour. I bet my husband had to do the laundry. Aunt Jan is on here. Everybody say hi to Aunt Jan. Let's see. I heard that, let's see. I gotta read that. I heard that in order to invest in Ocala, one of the prerequisites is that you gotta have a previous investment property. I'm talking about regular rental. No, that's not. I've helped a lot of people that have never owned a rental before, and they purchased and we rented it. I don't know who told you that was a prerequisite. It might be a company that you were going through, like a bigger corporation or something that's building or something. I don't know, maybe something like that. But no, that's not a prerequisite at all. I've sold many houses and managed many houses for people that have never done it before. In fact, I have several right now that are doing that. So no, it's something that I actually highly recommend for a lot of people. Not everybody. Some people I'm like, this is not going to go well for you. Let's just go ahead and not do that. But no, that's not a prerequisite. Not at all. It might have been for a company one specific company. They have certain things that they want or need from a person in order to do business with them, but that's not our standard. I love new investors. Helping a new investor go from never doing this before into a multimillionaire, that's awesome. I mean, it takes a long time, but I mean, I'm not going anywhere. So, no, I think it's really exciting. It's really fun. So, all right, I am done for tonight. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I am not going anywhere tomorrow because I know every restaurant in town is going to be booked crazy solid. So, no, call it no. It is also, my daughter is going to, I had my daughter in 2008, so she's gonna be 14 tomorrow. And I was sitting in the hospital for Mother's Day the first time, so it was kind of cool. But yeah, so her birthday is basically on Mother's Day this year. So sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't, depending on the calendar. But yep, it's on Mother's Day this year. So I just thought that was really funny. But she's going to be 14 in the morning. She was 5 like 5 minutes ago. It's bizarre. So anyway, you guys have a great night. Have a great weekend. And I will see you next week. Bye.